Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we'll be going through all about forms. We'll be testing the forms, checking the entries, exporting those entries into Excel, changing or adding recipient, and editing these form fields. Now, I'm logged in into the editor account. To visit my website, I will click on Visit Site. Go into the page where you have your form. For me, it's the contact page. And to test the form, to test if it's working, you can just randomly fill out the form, testing to test@gmail.com, test message, and send. For me, my form is configured to go into my email, this email. Okay, so I did receive it in my inbox. If it's not in your inbox, let's simulate this. I'll put it to spam. Okay, if it's not in the inbox, check your spam folder. Okay, this is the message. And if you are in Gmail, you just have to report it as not spam. Okay, and now it's whitelisted and you'll receive it in your inbox. Okay, this is the name, the email address, and message that we typed in just now. The second place that you will receive this submission is in the dashboard. So under dashboard, if you have screen option Fluent Forms latest form submission, you'll be able to see the submission in the contact form. Okay, if you don't have this, you can just enable it under screen options, or you just have to go under Fluent Forms entries. Okay, or what I normally do is I go to forms. Under, I only have one form, I have two entries. I click, and these are the two entries. This was the previous one, and this was the one that we just submitted. I can export this as an Excel sheet, okay, just by going to export and clicking export as Excel. Okay, so all of these entries will be exported into an Excel sheet. Now, let's go back to forms again and click on settings. Here, the first thing you'll see is confirmation settings. What confirmation setting is the message that you'll see after submission. Okay, look at this. Thank you for your message. We'll get in touch with you shortly. Okay, if I just change it to thank you for your message. And click on save settings. I refresh this. Test. Send. It will change to thank you for your message. Okay, that's what the confirmation setting is for. Now, another important thing is the email notification. Note that I only have one admin notification, meaning one notification. Okay, so for this admin notification, if I click on settings, okay, under send to email, is only sent to this email. If you want to add additional email to this, for example, if you want to change the email, you just have to change this. If you want to add a second email, you just have to type a comma, email to @gmail.com, for example, and click on save notification. Then you will have a second email, or a third email, or a fourth email. All right. I'll be deleting all this. Subject means the subject of the form that you will receive, the email that you receive. For example, right now it's set to the input name, meaning the input name, and dash new form submission. That's why it appears in the email as the input name and new form submission. Okay. And then the email body, all data and submitted from the source URL. So all of this in the bracket, they are all dynamic data. So what dynamic data is, for example, instead of using input name, I want to use the email address instead. So instead of input name, delete. I'll click on this three dot button over here, and under input options there is email address. Okay, so it goes to the back, cut and paste. Okay, inputs email, new form submission. So now what happens? I'll save it, save notification. Let's refresh this. Full name, same test 4. Okay, and now this email, under the email, this email at gmail.com. Note this gmail at gmail.com, and then I'll put a random message, send. So let's check the notification. Oh, you see it? It's dynamic. This email at gmail.com, new form submission. Okay. So as for the email body, it works the same way. For example, let's say you don't want all data. All data basically means everything in the form. Okay. Everything in the form. Let's say you don't want. You want to put something like name. You want to separate out name and email, just these two. Okay, or name and message. Okay, under add shortcodes, you can put name, and under message put message. Okay, and then I delete the, okay, I don't delete, I just put a dash. Then I save notification. Now let's test this again. Test 5. This another email at gmail.com. Send. Let's wait for a few seconds. All right. Another email at gmail.com. You see it? That's the one we configured. Name and message. All right. Now let's go back to the form. Click on forms. And let's try to edit the form fields. Click on edit. And now you see you have 3 form fields. Okay. You have the name, the email address, and the message. Let's say, for example, after the email address, I will want to put, just click on plus, and I want to put a text area that asks, what services do you require? Okay, I can just put this, save form, refresh. You see, full name, email, what services do you require, and message. But look, it's different. That's because it's different from the previous ones, because there is the label placement. The other one, they hide the label and put a placeholder. So how do you do this? Copy, put this inside the placeholder, Okay, let's see what happens now. Refresh. Do you see it? What services do you require? Now, the next step is to hide the label. The label is basically the title. I save form again, refresh, and now the title is gone. Okay, let's say I want to add another field, a radio field. Okay, what services do you require? Okay, from here, or rather, do you require our web design service, for example? Okay, there's yes, no, I can put another one, maybe. And I require them to answer. Okay, so I will check the required and then I will save form. I refresh this and I will have this. Do you require a web design service? Yes, no, maybe. Yeah. Now, let's say I want to reset everything. Okay, meaning I want to delete the fields that I have just created. All I have to do is to click on the field and click on the dustbin. Yes, confirm. This one also, dustbin, yes, confirm. Save form, and all the previously created fields will be deleted.